So they'll be calling you a radical. This is a catastrophe. Now, stay with me on this. This is important where I shoot this. So, these are the Chinook returning salmon for the year on the Columbia River. And then we'll get into my answer on the nuclear waste. There's rallies all over the world going on right now. Iceland right now as we speak. Greenland as we speak. Australia as we speak. Vermont as we speak, and I'll get into this on the nuclear waste, the blanch solution. But first, this is the biggest story on the face of the earth, and I want everybody to understand, stop trying to have online arguments with the sheep. The fainting goats and the sheep, they're not going to, I mean, they're dogma branded, they're gone, let them go down with their dogma. This is important that Dana does such a good job, Starting Milk does such a good, we need to brand all these rats in history that played along. The Forbeses of the world, the marine biologists, the academia professors, the NOAA, Gina McCarthy, Lisa Jackson, Allison McFarland, Gregory Jacko, this criminal that's running the NRC now from here, Cynthia Newskill, Jose Reyes, Barack Obama, Abiy, Donald Trump, the whole crowd. We need to brand everybody that has played along on this in history. The people that put videos up, that went on to mock this, this is a nightmare. Now let me stay with me. Okay, these are Chinook returning adult salmon. 2014. Whoa, how cool is that? How did that happen? Really cool. Kaleidoscope. Can you, okay, 1,100,000, you see the number, 1.15 million. 2015 returning. Here we go, I'm telling you, it's a nightmare. I'm a one-man band, by the way. I've got to have some funding. I mean, I've got to keep going. I've got some bills. My car's breaking down. I drive a 2007 Honda that's got 200,000 miles on it. And my little house payment, I live on a shoestring. If I'm going to keep going, you got me. I'm telling you. I've got to have some funding. I've got some bills I've got to tie up on my open heart surgery, the anesthesiologist things, whatever. I mean, there's plenty of people out there who want to, I mean, want to give your money to Greenpeace. Greenpeace is not going to do anything for you. Sierra Club's not going to do it. They've proven that. That's another thing. We need to find them in history. The Ken Butlers of the world, all these people that played along, these paid, you know, whores. Okay, stay with me again. I gotta check that, sorry. This shows what I'm up against. Oh, God. So, 1.15 million. 2015 return on this. Now this is important, this is the big one. This is the Columbia River on the Bonneville. They count every salmon. 1,337,000. 2016. Now remember, record returns in 2015. Record. They go to sea for 5 years. They went to sea in 2010. 2016. The projections were 1.7 million. ODFW, WFW, NOAA. Who's ODFW? Oregon Department of Fish and Game. I mean, Washington is the most pathetic in the country. Alaska's is bad. Alaska's even worse up there. The Copper River, it's even worse, based on record returns. WDFW is the biggest derelicts in the history of mankind in Washington. Now, hear me. This is real important. Brand these. So the Seattle restaurant says they're going to save the orcas. They're going to quit serving Chinook salmon. That's their answer. And then shoot the sea lions. It's pathetic. It's beyond pathetic. I mean, there's your resistance movement. Beyond pathetic. So, okay. Projections. I set my projections at 680,000. We'll go with this number, 697,000, which the other number that they posted was 683. Whatever. It was projected at 1.7 million. Oh, just an aberration. They went to sea in 2011. Now stay with me. They went to sea in 2011. 2017 number. Projections of 2.1 million. Now remember, this is just an aberration. Oh, nothing. Kevin Blanch is full of shit. Okay. They went to sea in 2012. Projections, 2.1 million. I set my projection at 480,000. Okay, let's move on. Not the sea. This is the numbers for this year. This year, 2018. Projections of 2.5 million. The average projection was 2.5 million returning. You know what they're sitting at right now? 280,000. So, as you know, I call and rattle their chin. You don't think I matter. I mean, they're scared of me. Just like sending offer, they're afraid. I mean, you can look at the emails. I'll post them one day is when they get unclassified. They're afraid of me. We're going to hit the beach on D-Day. Oh, they're afraid because they're afraid of jail. Armed Corps Generals, because they didn't think this was going to happen. They're like, haha, when this is all, the ocean's all fine and everything, Kevin Blanch will go away and everybody will laugh at him. No, who's laughing now? These criminals. They thought they got away with the greatest crime in human history. They didn't. So stay with me. That's today's number. Are you kidding me? They're posting them at 7 o'clock in the morning now after I rattled their chain. They're afraid of me because they know the crimes they've committed. What's the 10-year mean? 20,000, 20,000, 20,000. This is prime week. Look at the date. This is the biggest of the year right here. This is when they get 30,000 a day. That's it's a catastrophe. We count every single salmon. They go to sea for 5 years. Tide pools are all completely dead. Oh my Lord, it's a nightmare. It is the smoking gun. I call them, as you know, I raise all kinds of hell in North Carolina. Those scumbag liars, NRC. You got me. You've got me, you know, you've got me. I'm telling you, you've got me. You've got me. American Toxic. San Diego. I mean, it's a disaster. So, let's go for a walk and we'll talk about this. That's what America's turned into. That's 2000. Remember the League of Women Voters going in and counted the Gore recount, Bush recount? Remember them? 7 for 7, Gore won. Supreme Court? Fuck, Supreme Court isn't a court. It's a political apparatus. It's a farce. It's a farce. Every decision they make is a farce. Leland Roberts shouldn't even want to go. I got news for you. Bush did not win. It's a scam. The whole court's a scam. The whole political process is a sham. The country's a sham. But this is the biggest story. I mean, political theater is one thing. So many hands I got, Dad. Here's the United States, the referee in the 1972 basketball game. Oh, I got a story behind this painting. Doyle Strong, Jim. I knew him well. He's come home. The oligarchs don't even know what I know. He stuck it to the oligarchs here, just like Diego Rivera stuck it to Rockefeller and Vanderbilt. Okay, let's talk about the blanch solution. If any goats go along, they're in freaking happiness. Hell, this really pisses me off. Here's your false equivalency. They're going to have her speak. So the university that exploits more labor, child labor, whatever, now is bringing in somebody to talk about exploitation of labor. It's the false equivalency. That's how they. It's just like, okay, so let's get to the nuclear waste before I really get pissed off. They exploit. I got a video of Cure Construction up here exploiting an 8-year-old child on a construction site here. Federal job. Universities are funded by federal, state, Weber State. I mean, all of them. They get so much federal funding, and they have to pay what we call Davis. They exploit labor so hardcore. These criminals. Remember, I went inside the bill and I said, Weber State ethics gutted. Huh. All kinds of illegals in there. They got raided. You see, it's not the exploited, it's the exploiters. And then they'll bring some false equivalency. Yeah, right in that, right where it's happening. She'll stand right there and speak. This is the false equivalency activism that we're up against. So to the blanch solution, these are such important historic videos. Stay with me. Where I shoot them, how I shoot them, what I've done. Remember, I was given 2 months to live 7 years ago with AML leukemia. Multiple myeloma in my guts. This is an historic fight. I'm the only one on earth that hypothesized this to the T. Everybody laughed at me. We don't count dead tide pools. I go to Monterey at low tide. I mean, I work it so hard. You don't even know. The traveling I've done, the stuff I've done, what I'm walking and sleeping on park benches in the middle. I mean, fuck, I don't know how you think of what I accomplished. While a failed aortic valve, fucking full of AML leukemia. There we go. Kevin Blanch, the loner. Kevin Blanch, the loner. They mate for life. You know, they mate for life. I lived to be 35 years old. You can see Russia from here. This is how fucked up the country is. Remember when Sarah Palin said that? Well, I got news for you. You can see Russia from. I mean, Russia, if you go out onto the peninsula, is much closer to Russia than it is the continental United States. Hey, that's stupid. Now, everything else she ever said out of her mouth, is a moron. But I mean, it just shows you. How'd you ever over here? She said you can see Russia from Alaska. Hello, where do you think these salmon go? Freaking Copper River. Fuck. I mean, that's your fake freaking environmentalists. That's the fake left. And then you got the God. Jesus is coming back. Jesus is coming back. Jesus is coming back on the right. Well, Jesus is coming back. I hope he wears a mask. They're putting the waste in dry cat. So in Vermont, this pisses me off. They'll run around, not my backyard. In New Mexico, not in my backyard. Yet they spend up that money, just like in Vegas. Oh, not in my backyard. Boy, they sure sucked up that $1 billion from the federal taxpayer, making a living off other people's taxes. All these people, not in my backyard. Congress passed freaking Yucca. Am I still pro Yucca Mountain? Yes. You know, put it in Yucca Mountain, centrally located. Why? Because Congress passed it. Only Congress makes law. Jerry-rigged districts, okay, I agree with that. But let's get real about jerry-rigged districts. Barack Obama lost 12, you hypocrites, 12 Senate seats. You can't jerry-rig a Senate seat. Oh, unless you're Putin stole it. I mean, Feingold's up by, what, 7? Lost by 5 to Johnson in Wisconsin. As Alex Jones, the whole internet crowd, what they've all turned into, whatever, what they've done to this genre is freaking a nightmare. Useful idiots. So, who coined that term? Lenin, and I don't mean John. So, see Busby's freaking picture with his Lenin poster on the wall. I got a problem with that one. His chemical thing, when he used to attack me. There's your false equivalency activism. You got people like Helen Cat, got Garney Gunner Shield. You think they're going to do anything for you? Zarty? Fuck. Klein, you got me. You got me. So what's the Blanch solution? Shoot it into space. Centrally located. Centrally located. Where? We're going to have to centrally locate either Yucca Mountain, freaking, or in New Mexico. Now, New Mexico, I got news for you. Idaho, this pisses me off. Yeah, centrally located on an earthquake zone and fucking right up here at Yellowstone, which that's what Trump's been doing. That's what Obama's been doing. You know, Obama's a criminal, the greatest crimes in human history. So our crowd, our post-ignorance army, it's important. You brand these people in history. Thank you, Strontium. He does a good job. Brand, they put their names on the thing. You know, Dana does beautiful work. We have to brand these people in history. The Dutch senses of the world. The betrayed. Oh, the food savage. How would he know sitting in his freaking thing? I mean, how do any of these people know? You know, Dana goes up on the water. I walk the entire coast of California. I mean the coast, not the Pacific. I walk the whole coast, sleeping in a sling bag with no money, dying. I need funding. I need people to stay with me on this thing. Our small post-ignorance army. Quit having online arguments with the feigning dumb fucking sheep goats. They're gone. They're going to do nothing. They're going to do nothing. They're worthless. Air-sucking, earth-crawling fools. Let them go down with their dogma. You know, by now, if they don't know the environment's poison, and they don't know they're freaking working rush hour 987, if they can't see this thesis and this science fiction fairy tale, 0% interest rate fairy tale, it's your pseudo-facto theology, pseudo-facto, no, it's the ecology, stupid. If they don't understand that, and they don't understand that they traded in their fucking health for some assholes fucking who played them fucking new. I like these New World Order assholes. It's not new. It's old as Babylon and evil as hell. Up is down, black is white, wrong is fucking right. Fucking green, Jill Stein sitting with fucking Flynn and Putin. She's your fucking resistant, please. No, you got me. Kevin Blanch, the Michael Jordan of the fucking environmentalist movement. I mean, you're either with me or you're against me. It's that fucking simple. You know, there's tiny, small fucking propagandists, lying fucking whoredom fucking that everybody's gone along with. NOAA, ODFW, EPA, Gina McCarthy, Lisa Jackson, fucking Allison McFarland. We need a team. Oh, isn't that my favorite number? Oh yeah, 8, East 8 on its side. This is forever. So centrally located globally, not in Australia. I mean, don't you love it? They shove it on the native people, but whatever. I mean, you got Kylie Fitzwater-Greer down there. She's fought tooth and nail. She's the first one that did the post-ignorance sign, that joined the post-ignorance. She's the first one. She spelled post-ignorance wrong, which is so perfect, and they corrected it on the way. That's what's so perfect about this. It's grassroots, it's hardcore, and it's authentic. That's what we have to be. We have to be. So you guys that are all protesting, I appreciate you protesting on the nuclear waste, but just protesting doesn't get it. You have to have an answer and a solution. I'm telling you, centrally locate it and shoot it into fucking space. Get it off our place. You know, we can't do it. We've already done it. 97, we shot a load into Saturn. Shoot it into the sun. Get rid of it. So my car's broke, you know, fuck, I'm fucked right now. So, you know, I'm trying to get my teeth fixed. I owe them fucking a bunch of money. I mean, I've got to dig up some money. So anyway, I appreciate everybody who supported this historic work. I love you all, and you know, we just keep going, right? Brand these fucking rats in history. Kevin Blanch's solution, the Blanch solution. We centrally located. New Mexico is where we're going to go. They've consented. That's where it's going to go. It's already going there. Holtec, you know, or put it in all these people that grandstanded off our back, like Bruce Springsteen, like Kenny Loggins, all these people like Bonnie Raitt, who anti-nuke, 79, 82, 81, everybody grandstanded, made fucking millions off our fucking backs, put it in their fucking basements. In New York, bailed them out, you put it on Times Square. Fucking New Jersey bailed them out, you put it in Bruce Springsteen and Adam Sandler's fucking garage. You bail them out in Illinois, you put it on Waverly Avenue, fucking right there, go fucking Cubs. No, you keep bailing them out, perpetuating this lie, you fucking eat it. You make it, you eat it. The rest of the fucking worlds, we central locate it. Central, not in Australia, they don't make it. What the fuck? You keep dumping it. I like it. You fucking make it, but you want to dump it on people that don't make it. Now, New Mexico, you sure sucked up all that money for all those fucking years. They've set up, they're the only ones that are set up. Whip while you've been asleep at Yucca. And or Nevada, Yucca. That's where it's got to go. It's got to go to either Yucca, Nevada, or fucking New Mexico. I hate to say that. New Mexico's fighting resistance, but they sure sucked up a lot of money, and they came to the game late. You know, we've got to be logical about this. Bad solution? Fuck yeah, it's a bad solution. There's no good solutions. It's the best of the worst options. Centrally locate it, shoot it into fucking space, get it up. There's no revitrification. There's no fucking, we have training, we have all these fairy tale full fucking bullshit. It was a lie. 29 billion, we want Chicago Bridge and Iron, Westinghouse, we want all these people that looted and stole this money and lied, and all these people, we want them in prison. We want them in jail. We have to brand them in history. We, our small army. We have to brand them in history. Because people are going to look back and say, who did this? Who did this? Because this epic collapse on the Pacific Ocean is the biggest story in history. The death of the Pacific, it really is 95% dead, for real. I mean, the biggest story in human history. Or Kevin Blanch, son of Cassandra, full of cancer, legendary fight. The greatest Ph.D. in human history, sadly, was right the whole time. The fight goes on in earnest. Stay tuned.